Here we go then, championship protagonists all up and down the field. West to the right, Norris to the left, all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor. A great start from Lando Norris on the left hand side, and now we're all going to be looking towards turn number 1. Norris already has the lead, West looking and pulling to the right hand side. Piastri in the background too is trying to find a gap and a space. Free wide towards turn 1 we go. Lando Norris squeezed in the middle between West and Piastri I think might win out in this. A bit of carbon fibre going flying in the background, but now Lando Norris has the lead still as we come through the first section of corners, and now up towards the long sweeping right of turn 4 and then to the left of turn 4 and then to the right of turn 5. Through the section we go, side by side, Bortoletto, and it looks like the Aston Martin of Fernando Alonso in the midfield there. And well, to the two McLarens then lead the way as we come out of Sector 1 into Sector 2. What a great start it was from Lando Norris. So we're going to look a bit further back to Fernando Alonso around the outside of Gabriel Bortoletto. A great move from the veteran Spaniard. And well, looking down the order, and well, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell's already in the back of West too. Maybe looking towards the Sol for maybe an overtaking opportunity. Verstappen then up to 12th, Hamilton down in 17th for the moment. But Lando Norris leads the way here in Mexico City. Out the Sol we come, around the long right-hander on the last corner of turn number 17. And then down the long main straight we go, one of the longest in Formula 1. And now, here we go. Piastri and West dicing it down the main straight. West is going to pull all the way to the left-hand side. Piastri can't fight that one. And well, as we look down the order then, Alonso and Tsunoda going side by side too. And well, this is a very long shot. Alonso down the inside. He tries. Tsunoda can't quite make it stick either. And Fernando Alonso is pushed down the order potentially. Still side by side then, the two. Well, the veteran and one of the younger drivers in Formula 1 battling it out, and look at this battle. Here's Esteban Ocon to the outside on Fernando Alonso trying it, and Tsunoda is being pushed down the field by Gabriel Bortoletto too. This midfield battle within the points is incredible. Bortoletto though pushed down by Tsunoda, and well, I think Bortoletto might just get this move done up to P7. Brilliant from Esteban Ocon too, getting in the mix. But now as we look towards the front of the field then, Norris and West, well, Norris not really in the championship fight anymore, but Oscar Piastri, team orders might play a bit of play at McLaren today. No more papaya rules, as some might have predicted, but West coming out of the Sol now and round the last corner and onto the back maybe of Lando Norris. Here we come. Down the main straight we go, and he's going to have so much straight line speed in that Ferrari, something they've focused on all season long. West pulling to the right hand side on Lando Norris, and maybe getting the move done towards turn number 1. He went all the way wide there, and Norris in the background on Piastri too, and Russell in the background on Piastri too, sorry. And well, the move is done from the Mercedes. And well, you can actually see, there's a bit of Oscar Piastri's front right end plate off that front wing's gone. So well, West is making a good move of good time of this the DRS as well. But Piastri, in the meantime, is going to start dropping back like a stone. Remember, it's 2-stop potentially for today for some of these drivers. You can't really do a 1-stop. West might risk it. Some drivers may risk it, but we'll have to see. Long sweeping shots again. Oscar Piastri then coming up through turn 11 now and onto the DRS zone again. He's going to be close to George Russell, but not quite close enough to make a move as we come towards the Sol. This is a great shot. A really, really good shot. Well, that stadium is full of people at the podium celebration. And well, now we'll look out towards Lando Norris again though. 5 tenths and now DRS open. We're going to see on board West pulls to the right hand side to defend turn 1 and move back again. And well, not moving under braking, but Lando Norris is going to get the move done. Unless West dives down the inside again, the two of them come wheel to wheel once again through the first section of corners. And Norris is just about going to hold out. Side by side, West pushes him all the way out, and there's a bit of contact and brushing tyres between the two of them. Norris now with DRS all the way down towards turn 4. A left-hander, a very acute and tight left-hander. Norris, though, gets the move done. Brilliant work from the Brit. And well, all the while, and West is going to dive into the floor almost. And I think he's going a bit deep in the meantime, so Norris will have to give it back. But West, does he give it back? He does let him through. This is very reminiscent of last year. here in Mexico. Verstappen and Norris. Well, West does let him through in the end, and that is, well, great racing between the two of them. Ferrari and McLaren battling it again for the World Championship. Of course, the constructors, Ferrari so far ahead. West going wide once more. Mighty and burnt or overheated his tyres a little bit, and Norris and Russell was almost in the mix there too. Well, we'll see. Coming out now. The Forasol onto turn 17. And what was the old oval? And now West is going to gain and gain and gain and gain. Pushes and dummies Norris to the inside. What a brilliant move that is from West. And now into turn 1 we go, and he's going to have all the while, and he's going to be ahead, light years ahead. And well, Max Verstappen in the background is now up to P7. He's having a brilliant race, Max Verstappen. All the way, I think, from 15th on the grid, and now up to P7 in the race in 5 laps. He's really on a storm, on the charge. And well, his championship is not over yet. He had a nightmare in the United States, but he knows a win would bring him back up into championship contention. And with the Ferraris and McLarens really trying to win this title, Max is hot on their heels. Norris now to the inside, going towards the Forasol of turn 12. West holds the outside really nicely. Norris looking to the inside again, and I think we've got a yellow flag. Alonso! Fernando Alonso! His engine's gone, and well, that will be a disaster for Fernando Alonso, who was running so well in the race. Are we going to see a safety car? I think we're all okay for the time being, but Lewis Hamilton up to P13 with that, and I think there's a move at the front. West and Norris, there's a battle all the way for the lead, and well, Norris holding the outside, pushes West to the outside, and he has to cut the grass. Bit of lawn mowing there from the Ferrari, but Norris and West were side by side, and I think there was a bit of an error, but West will have to let him pass again. He's tried to go all the way round and come on the track a bit late, but West has let him past again. Norris now, and West is going to dive to the inside again and gets almost cut off by Lando Norris. Great racing between the two Brits here in Mexico. And George Russell, well, in the background in P3 and Piastri in P4. I'm surprised Piastri stayed quite close to these front three. But all the while, Max Verstappen is closing and closing fast on this group. We're going to see him in the background. Esteban Ocon up in P5 at the minute. He's running really well. But Max Verstappen coming through the Forasol now. And, well, no yellow flags are out. No overtaking for that stricken Aston Martin. And, well, we're going to look a bit closer. I think, actually, Russell's on the back of West. We'll have a look closer towards the lead now. West, though, on the back, and we're going to see that Ferrari rocket. It's a rocket ship, isn't it? An absolute rocket ship. West is going to try, and I think to lift off just a little bit, but Verstappen is past Ocon too. Looking in the background, you can see Bortoleto going past Sonny Hayes in the Sauber. And Hamilton also battling with Pierre Gasly at the same time. Not quite close enough for the 7-time world champion. Moving up through the field then, but Verstappen is now on the charge, up to P5. Tremendous pace in that Red Bull. And well, all the while, these lot battle up front. The closer Max Verstappen's going to get. And look at it, he really is gaining. Max Verstappen is, like, really gaining here. Have a look, long sweeping left and right. As we come up towards the Forasol now. Baseball stadium, music venue. Hosted the Weekend a few years ago, I think, on his Latin America tour. The Autodromo Jimenez Rodriguez, and Verstappen is right on the back of Piastri now, so this might be a very nice move for Max Verstappen to make. It'll be DRS open on Oscar Piastri. And well, Max, we know he can be ruthless, we know he can be quick, but now towards turn number 1 we go, and I think Piastri's actually going to make a move on George Russell. Dummies him, and now Piastri to the inside on George Russell and gets squeezed out by the Brit. in the Silver Arrow. It's not quite to be for George Russell, but all three of them have DRS. It's kind of like a 5-car DRS train this, down the back stretch. Here we go, down the DRS zone again, and Piastri halts out, and Max Verstappen is kept at bay once again. It's going a little bit wide coming out of turn 5, but a hairpin of turn 6 round again. Yeah, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez here in Mexico City, the highest elevation on the Formula 1 calendar. We'll see some of the highest speeds on the calendar here today. After the Las Vegas Strip, you'll see in a few races' time. I'm very much looking forward to that one here at Westie TV. We can't wait. Verstappen is now on the back of Piastri and really keeping it nice and tight as we come through the Foro Sol. Formula E also hosted here. Doesn't use the full track, but a bit of a shorter version of it. We've not been back for a long time, but Russell now on the back of West. We're going to keep an eye on this one, and we're also going to keep an eye on the background. Verstappen on Piastri, and I think Verstappen's going to make the move. He's going to make it stick, going towards turn number 1, and well, Verstappen up to P4, and now something that might make West sweat up front. Going to be very, very tight. West is looking towards turn 4. Down the inside he goes on Lando Norris, squeezes him out, and well, George Russell's in the mix too, and George Russell might be trying this one. West does have to go off the track, so will he give it back? That's the key question. Well, Norris is down the inside still, side by side, the two Brits, and well, Russell's also trying it as well. West to the inside as we go through turn 7 and slaps him in the face, but also goes off the track in the process. And now Verstappen, well, they have to give it back at some point, West. I don't know if Norris will be happy with that. I don't think that was very fair. But West, towards the Foro Sol we go. Will he give the position back? West is sliding everywhere. I think there might be some tyre issues underlying here. And well, you can see there's a 5-car battle for the lead now as we come down and around turn 16, 17 out the Foro Sol. West is going to be under so much pressure from Lando Norris and Russell behind. West under pressure. DRS open from Lando Norris, and now the two of them going to be side by side. Maybe George Russell might enter the mix too. George Russell's going to pull all the way to the right hand side. Is it going to be enough? And Russell and West and oh, it's all gone wrong, and well, Russell and Norris collided in the mixture at turn 1 and squeezed each other out. None of them wanted to go anywhere. When Max Verstappen in the meantime is thinking about a move on George Russell, his arch rival. To the outside he tries, and well, I think there's been a mix in the two. George Russell's going to be almost side by side with Max Verstappen, and well, these two have come to blows all around in their careers. But Verstappen's pushing Russell all the way, still side by side up towards turn 7. Russell wins out, and the Mercedes live to fight another day. Well, West and Norris. Well, there was a bit of a mix at turn 1. To say the least, and well, coming out of the Foro Sol then, Norris and West, and well, 10 laps down and coming on to lap 11 now at the Grand Prix, and almost a third of the way through this race, and all we've had is battles, action all across the world. And well, Russell and Verstappen side by side again towards turn 1. So are Norris and West. Norris pushes him out, and so does Verstappen on Russell. Verstappen then up to P3 finally in this race, and George Russell gives up the position to Max Verstappen, and now Verstappen's going to have arch rival in the championship, West, in his sights. Well, the only thing that stands between Max Verstappen and the 5th World Championship is Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, and West as well. And well, the two of them have been come to blows all season long. What might we see? I think West is. You see, West is slightly struggling, I think, with tyre issues. He's sliding all over the place, and when you slide the car, it doesn't help the tyres at all. You just burn through them. And it's like sandpaper. You can only use it for so long. before your tyre does go completely bald. Like if you drive road cars, and Russell's into the pits. There we go, the medium tyres. First stop of the day from George Russell, and well, into the pits he comes. We're going to see how this works. This is going to be a definite two-stop strategy for George Russell today and the Mercedes crew. Medium tyres, so we'll have to stop again a bit later on, but we know he can take them 12 laps. And where does George Russell come out then? Because this is going to be key, and I think Nico Hülkenberg's in as well, along with nobody else. So George Russell then comes out right to the back of the pack in 17th. 18th now. Liam Lawson goes through. But Antonelli also, I think, is boxed early. So Mercedes looking to try and profit potentially off some early pit stops. A bit of undercut maybe. Looking further forward. Norris, West and Verstappen and Piastri are your front four at the minute. Ocon in 5th. A brilliant 5th for Esteban Ocon. And Gabriel Bortoleto is holding his own in the points too. But in the background, West and Verstappen, oh so close together. And well, the two of them, they know if they come to blows again. Oh, West with a rally driving that. Oh, well, I think that's the best Paddock Club seat you might see on the Formula 1 calendar this year. Looking out over the Forasol and cars racing so close. And now West, well, he's out of the DRS range to Norris and he's let him almost go. Those tyre problems are really... I'm surprised Ferrari have not brought him in yet. But Piastri and Verstappen are side by side going towards turn number 1. And the two of them... And well, Piastri might have 2 for the price of 1. He does have 2 for the price of 1. And well, the two of them... Well, West and Verstappen must be stunned in their cockpits right now. Thinking that Oscar Piastri with front wing damage, they just got them both. This is a battle for the ages. West going to the... And whoa, mega slide from West. He could just about kept it on the track, but it's going to hurt his tyres massively. And now, going up towards turn 7 we go. Oh, and West is really struggling on these tyres. Puncture on the right, on the left rear of West. And that's going to be a huge moment in the World Championship at West. Can he crawl it home to the pits? He's crabbing all the way. And look at the side pod damage as well on West's car. And oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's all gone wrong for West. A big puncture. And oh, he's almost just keeping... Oh, he's hit the wall as well. That is... Oh dear. And Hamilton goes past him too. And that will be a gift for Lewis Hamilton. But what an awful... That's going to be so much floor damage too for that Ferrari. If he can make it back to the pits, and you can see the side pod damage too, just from where the tyres delaminated. And he's trying to... Oh dear, oh dear. I think he was due to stop anyway on this lap, but that is huge for the Ferraris. That's going to be major trouble. Medium tyres go on for... hard tyres go on for West again, so he won't have to stop again if he decides not to. But that is a huge moment in the World Championship for West, and that's going to be floor damage potentially for the rest of the day too. And that side pod does not look healthy. And you see as we go past here, you can see the side pods on the Ferrari. There's a massive hole in it, so I don't know whether he's had a bit of contact with Verstappen somewhere, or that's where the tyres delaminated. Bit of a cheeky corner cut. But I think stewards will take a look at that one. But West now then will be on a charge and looking to try and claw back some points if he can. Here in Mexico. Remember, everyone's going to stop again. So if he can take these tyres to the end, he will probably benefit quite massively from this. But he's so lucky that tyre did not blow at turn 1, because crabbing that round all the way... Well, we're going to see Verstappen in the pits then. Hard tyres for Max Verstappen. Ocon also in the pits. Hamilton goes up to P3. Pierce is in there too. Verstappen. And I think Piastri's also come out as well. So hard tyres for Verstappen. Piastri's gone on to hard tyres too. And Antonelli's going to profit quite nicely off this. And Kimi Antonelli up to P9. I think he will have to stop again though, but... Well, Max Verstappen, P10, Oscar Piastri P11. And in the meantime, you can see the gap between Verstappen, Piastri and West. I think West is just coming across the main straight now, so all to play for. But up the front, Norris is going to be probably pitting this lap too. West is just coming out of the first section of corners. So he did lose a lot of time with that puncture. And now we do expect Lando Norris, and I'm guessing those tyres are also just a little bit close to being shredded. But it's not the first time West had a puncture this season either in the Ferrari. Remember Saudi Arabia in Jeddah when he hit the wall on the last few laps and only finished while leading and only finished 5th. That'll be a big moment in the championship if West does potentially stay in the World Championship fight all the way to Abu Dhabi. We'll see. But George Russell takes the lead of the Mexico City Grand Prix. And Norris comes out in P2. We're going to see Antonelli and Verstappen bundling their way down the straight. Verstappen side by side with Kimi Antonelli, the young protege from Formula 2 and from Italy. Verstappen, well, shows why he's a 4-time champion. But Antonelli trying it down the inside again, but not quite to be for the young Italian. Well, Norris, Verstappen, Antonelli, Piastri, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg. Bortoleto, Hulkenberg have really profited off this. And fair play to Gabriel Bortoleto on the medium still. So I don't know if he has stopped actually, Gabriel Bortoleto. We'll have to see. That is pit data at the minute, but I believe Bortoleto might have just gone onto a set of mediums, another set of mediums. If they're taking them this far, I'll be very surprised. But West and Hamilton have swapped positions. West is really on the charge now and trying to move his way up through the field. Maybe Hamilton should try and follow him too. West diving down the inside on Sonny Hayes. Gets the move. Bit late. Bit too late. He's going to have to let Hayes pass, surely. I think he might, but he backs out. I think it... had to see about that one. Stewards might have something very different, but Bortoleto is right on the backhand of Oscar Piastri, who's looking to make a move on Kimi Antonelli. All the way to the right-hand side. He's pushed, and well, Piastri makes the move back into P4. But Norris and Verstappen now, these are the net race leaders, as Russell will have to stop again. But will we see this battle going all the way? They battled in Mexico last year. They're battling in Mexico again this year. Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. Well, it was such a shame when Norris dropped out of the title fight. He can no longer win the championship after the United States Grand Prix. But Max Verstappen is right on the back of Norris now as we come through the sweeping left and right here in Mexico's Sector 2. And DRS open, down towards the Foro Sol we go. Not close enough for Max Verstappen this time. 2 tenths. And well, they're going to be following extremely closely as they come through the Foro Sol. Out towards the last couple of corners we go. Norris will start to feel the pressure from Max Verstappen. He's been so quick all day long. Max Verstappen has gone from P15 on the grid to maybe having the net lead of the race. Verstappen in the slipstream, pulls to the left-hand side. Norris is going to be a sitting duck, and Max Verstappen up to P2 in the race currently as it stands, but has the net lead of the Grand Prix. On lap 18, halfway through, and well, Max Verstappen, what a drive he's having today. And it's not over yet, we've still got half a race to go. Well, Oscar Piastri, what does this mean for the championship then? Well, as it stands, Verstappen, I believe, would take the World Championship lead. We go level with... he'd have to go level with... I believe he'd go level with Lewis Hamilton as it stands. If he doesn't score any points, Hamilton will... potentially go neck and neck into The next race in Brazil, one of his home races, neck and neck with Max Verstappen, his arch rival. West, in the meantime, would drop down to third in the championship, but I'm sure he's got more points in him. But look at the gap Verstappen's already put on Lando Norris in the meantime. A really nice gap in the background. You can see Hülkenberg and Antonelli fighting it out, and so is Alex Albon in the mix too. And well, you can see in the background, 3 wide towards turn number 1. And well, Hülkenberg and Albon is going to try and get 2 for the price of 1. And I think he might just do so. Albon and Hülkenberg side by side. I think they were almost touching wheels. And West is trying to take advantage of this in the background too. But Nico Hülkenberg and Alex Albon side by side. West no DRS open. He's going to maybe try and sneak down the middle. And West, oh, that was brave. That was brilliant. Wonderful work from West. He's up to P6. Hamilton now up to 9th. And well, this might throw a bit of something into the mix for the remainder of the Grand Prix and the remainder of the race. Nico Hülkenberg and Albon still battling. Hamilton's also looking towards it, and Albon's right on the back of the gear, the diffuser of Nico Hülkenberg. Right on board of Lewis Hamilton, quite the full assault. And round we come, turn 17, onto the main straight we go. Lewis Hamilton will now try to take Alex Albon and Nico Hülkenberg for the price of 1. Hamilton pulls the left-hand side, 3 wide towards turn 1 we go. Hamilton gets the move done. Looking in the background, there's a Hülkenberg and Ocon, and Ocon, Stroll, Antonelli. But Hamilton up to P7 in the race. Well, Hamilton, he's gone from 21st up to P7. So the championship is not over yet. This could be a huge, huge finish over the next few races. After today, Brazil, Las Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. And this Christmas on Westie TV, we're going to get them all live here on the YouTube, on the channel. To finish off the season, we've also got 100% race at Abu Dhabi, so don't miss that one. Full coverage, team radios and replays all along the season, the stuff you wouldn't normally get here in a regular fantasy series season. But Verstappen leads the way, net on the race. Russell will need to stop again. Remember, those medium tyres are not going to last forever. Been on them for about 9 laps now, George Russell, and well, Max Verstappen is going to be soon hot on his heels. I'm sure West and Hamilton will also be on the back of these as well. Piastri has really been caught by West quite nicely. Has he got that front wing damage changed? No, he hasn't. I think it's something they're going to risk sorting out. I mean, is it really the benefit of... I'm not sure the benefit of the time loss from not having that part of the front wing on is worth even the change. But Hamilton on the back of Gabriel Bortoleto, the 2 with Brazilian citizenship, are going to come and fight to blows. Towards the full assault we go. Lewis Hamilton around the outside of Gabriel Bortoleto on the Sauber, and he gets the move done. Is up to P6. A good move from Lewis Hamilton, and well, that will just about be that. And the Sauber, well, might start to drop down through the field like a stone. They've got one more stop to make. Remember, those mediums won't last forever. But Lewis Hamilton up to P6 then, and can go and catch his Ferrari teammate in P5. Well, towards the front of the grid then. Verstappen is starting to catch a bit closer now, George Russell. is it going to be time where soon Russell and Verstappen are going to come to blows again? They've already had a bit of a battle so far this race, but lap 22 of the Grand Prix, Verstappen is starting to run away with it a bit now. Lando Norris in the background, 4.6 seconds of course, and that gap is slowly increasing. And Russell boxes once more. Verstappen is now your race leader. What a day for Max Verstappen. And that confirms he leads the race. And he might also, at the end of today, lead the championship. We'll have to see what happens with Westie and Hamilton too. But Verstappen with this will be in the mix. But Piastri and West are now going to be going side by side again towards turn 1. West gets the move done. Piastri falls down to 4th. And well, it's going to get closer and closer and closer between these front three. And maybe can West try and put the pressure on in that Ferrari on Lando Norris. Well then, Hamilton, he was championship leader coming out of the United States. And well, I'm sure he'll look to try and keep this up, going up towards Brazil. Is technically a second home race for him after the British Grand Prix. He has honorary Brazilian citizenship. Well, Sao Paulo is one of the most exciting races on the calendar. Could be a chance of rain, could be a chance of maybe we see some mixture up and down the field. But Mexico, these are some of the best rounds of the season. It always gives you good memories when you see title fights up and down the field. These memories do last a lifetime, especially if you win the World Championship, which I'm sure some of these drivers will be dreaming of, lifting that trophy in Abu Dhabi to say they're champion. It's all quietened down a bit now. Verstappen, Norris, West, Piastri, Hamilton, your top 5. Albon, Russell, Ocon, Tsunoda, Pierce complete the top 10. And while APX GP are in the mix as well, they might have something to say a bit later on. Maybe they could have some double points. They're not at double points so far this season. So we'll have to see how this plays out for the rest of the race. But Verstappen, 11 laps to go, still leads the way. Well, this front three are really quite well spread, not well spread out now. The actually top 8, top 9 are really well spread out, but Pierce and Hayes, 6 tenths coming out of their last corner. And well, Sonny Hayes will have DRS on his British teammate. And well, he'll come towards turn 1. Hayes pulls to the left hand side, and maybe we'll try the outside in turn 1. He's going to push his teammate all the way. Got to be careful. No plan C here today, but Sonny Hayes gets the move done, trying to get the traction down. And we'll have DRS going up through and completes the move into the top 10. Pierce is trying to fight back though, and well, Hayes covers him off really quite nicely. And well, Joshua Pierce not quite to be this time. Well, we're sliding out the last corner. Pierce will maybe not be too happy with that. His teammate's gone through. Well, looking down the order then, it's not been a great day for Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon. Well, Albon's having a great day. Sainz in the meantime, down in 12th at the minute. And well, Gabriel Borland and Hulkenberg have made their second stop, so maybe the dream points might not be on for them today. in the Saubers, 17th and 18th. Antonelli running poorly down in 20th. Been the day they've wanted here in Mexico. Carlos Sainz and Pierre Gasly also in the background, and I think there's Hamilton! Oh no! Lewis Hamilton's had an engine failure and now he's had to pull off to the side. A huge moment in the World Championship for Lewis Hamilton, and now he's out of the Mexican Grand Prix, and that is game over for Lewis Hamilton here in Mexico. And you can hear cheers in the grandstands from the Red Bulls fans. Oh my word. A huge moment in the World Championship for Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton. And Verstappen, well, he's going to drive past that stricken Ferrari in a minute. And we did not see that coming at all. And well, Verstappen's going to drive past Lewis Hamilton in a second. You can see the stricken Ferrari off to the left there. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, it's been a difficult weekend, a difficult race for Ferrari too, with a puncture to West, and now a full engine failure for Lewis Hamilton, and that will really affect him in Brazil at the same time. A horrible moment for Lewis Hamilton. And well, Verstappen will definitely go level and pegging in the championship with Hamilton now if he holds out this result. Max Verstappen then, well, he's going to have this is a huge moment in the World Championship for Hamilton. It's big points lost and a championship lead that really could have been extended into, or could have softened the blow some points today, but Verstappen really would have caught. And this is going to help Oscar Piastri too in terms of his World Championship hopes. West will probably now take the championship lead as it stands. If he finishes third today, of course Ferrari might change their mind, turn to back off just a little bit. I think West in his right mind is the grass cutting. West, I think in his right mind, will try and push for as much as he can to try and get this Ferrari on the podium. He's slightly struggling with a grip, I think, in terms of the car. Lando Norris will start to probably feel the pressure maybe from the Ferrari behind sooner or later. 8 laps to go here in Mexico. And Max Verstappen then comes off the last corner out the Forasol, and well, will make it to lap 29 of the Grand Prix. Huge moment in the World Championship. If you've just skipped ahead, you've missed Lewis Hamilton retire from the race with an engine failure. A huge moment for his World Championship hopes. Hopes of extending his championship lead today. Submerged underwater and went up in a cloud of smoke. But Max Verstappen, though, with a win here today, will take the championship lead off Lewis Hamilton. They're tied on points at the top. And I tell you what, they've been tied at the top before when it came to Abu Dhabi 2021, and now we're starting to see it again. Well, what a story that could be if they went into the Abu Dhabi finale, point level on points again, and we've even got 4 drivers in the hunt for the World Championship. This man's one of them, Oscar Piastri, the Aussie, hunting a first World Championship. looking to become the first drivers' world champion since Lewis Hamilton in 2008 to drive for McLaren. And Max Verstappen hunting a famous 5th. Only 3 men have done it. Fangio, Hamilton, Schumacher. And West, on the other hand, looking to become the first Ferrari world champion since Kimi Räikkönen in 2007. Well, lap 30 of the Grand Prix. 7 to go here in Mexico City. Well, there's not much going on around the field at the minute, but, well, a big news is for down the order, Hayes and Pierce now up to 9th and 10th for the Hamilton retirement. And it does mean that it will be double points for the first time this season for APX GP. And big points too. Let's have a look down the order then. Well, Hayes and Pierce looking to the outside. Well, the two of them can't not stop fighting, can they? Season after season they've been fighting in Formula 1. Hayes and Pierce still side by side coming out of turn 5. In towards the hairpin of turn 6, and Hayes on the outside gets the move done on Joshua Pierce. Good move from Sonny Hayes. But all the while these two battles, Sainz, Gasly, Behrman, all start to reel in the Apex GPs. Well then, let's have a look up the further down the order then. Nico Hülkenberg up to 14th, and well, he's had some good points in the Sauber this season, 10 so far. The only person not to score a point so far this year is his Sauber teammate Gabriel Bortoleto. And well, he was running high up in the points, qualified well as well, P6, but it just hasn't quite to be. He had the famous pole in Baku as well a few weeks ago, and that's been, well, on everyone's memories ever since. A very happy Sauber pole. I think it would have been the first since, I think it was Sergio Perez off the top of my head. The last Sauber pole. I have a funny feeling it's a pub quiz question, that one. Pub quiz stat. And well, if anything, Google to the rescue. Or, well, co-pilot AI, whatever you want to call it. Robert Kubica, 2008, driving for BMW Sauber back in the day. I can't remember the last time when it was. I'm feeling it was Canada 2008. And the last podium, 2012 Japanese Grand Prix. Well then, West is now closed the gap down to 1.8 seconds to Lando Norris. And he is starting to make a gain on Max Verstappen, I think, today has probably got it in the bag. 8 seconds ahead to Lando Norris. Something catastrophic would have to happen now for, I think, Max Verstappen not to win this race. But he has been brilliant all day long, and, well, he's had a good season too. Not the ideal 4-time world champion defence that he'd want, but I'm sure his streak won't end if a couple more race wins, and he'd be right up there, right at the top. Well, Esteban Ocon as well today in the Haas. He's had a very good day. Ocon has had, well, in the Haas, big points for Esteban Ocon too. He's kind of dabbled around the top 10 in the World Championship this year. And he is in the top 10, 41 points. Pierre Gasly 3 points behind in 38 and 11th, and Alonso as well. Alonso DNF today. He was running quite high in the Aston Martin. wasn't quite to be. George Russell has got close to the back of Oscar Piastri. And well, that two-stop strategy might be helping him here. But George Russell has been, well, one of the best of the rest, and you might say, in terms of this year's World Championship. And well, Russell has had some good moments, some bad moments throughout this season. Trying to break Mercedes' reliability issues that have plagued Kimi Antonelli all season long. I will say it hasn't been nice to watch at all for Kimi Antonelli to retire so many times. It doesn't really help him in terms of the rest of the season as well in the driver market. But here comes George Russell to the left-hand side. He pulls all the way to the left on Oscar Piastri and gets the move done before turn 1. And well, that is a perfect move from George Russell. And he's up to P4 in the race. And that will probably be his final position today, as long as Piastri doesn't come back at him. But West, in the meantime, there's another McLaren under pressure too. West and Norris looking to try and hold our positions as we come through the final corner up towards the Forest-Sol. West dives down the inside and tries to force Norris left, but not quite to be. Almost there then. Norris and West still trying. Well, Norris, I don't think has forced West's hand yet, but West does have DRS. He's going to get closer and closer and closer as he comes up towards turn 1 in the view. West will try and dive to the inside and not quite get the move done. Norris slams the door shut on him. Well, it is a slap in the face for... And well, West pulling to the inside again. Here he comes down towards turn 4, and that's all. West and Norris are battling side by side again. 2 laps to go. And West, I think, did get the move done. He got the traction right, but Lando Norris was a sitting duck. Well then, with that move then, West and Verstappen will move up closer to Lewis Hamilton in the championship. It's been an awful day for Ferrari, but West podium might just be the icing that helps out on the not so great cake. But anyway, you get what I mean at home. And Max Verstappen on the last lap we come. But he's been imperious pretty much all race long. Battled his way from 15th on the grid. Everyone didn't expect him to maybe come up through the field all day long, as he has done, but he's done it brilliantly. And well, round this first sector for the last time. Fast lefts and rights, and well, Lawson's going to be told to get out of the way, I'm sure, at some point in this. But Max Verstappen has been brilliant all day long, all race long. Max Verstappen and well into the Forest-Sol for the last time. You're going to start to see all the cannons go off in the stadium section. But round the final corner we come. Max Verstappen wins in Mexico. And a brilliant day. 25 points to his championship tally. And that is a brilliant race from Max Verstappen. West and Norris are battling it all the way to the line. West will come home to finish in P2 after a puncture and a poor day at the office. But Norris P3, Russell a brilliant P4. But what a day it has been for Max Verstappen and for Red Bull as they get closer in the World Championship. What a brilliant day for Max Verstappen and for Red Bull, from P15 on the grid to P1 in the race. What a brilliant day for him. And well, West and Norris round out the top 3. West taking the championship lead, Norris closing the gap despite being out of title contention. Well then, your top 10 here in Mexico. Albon, Ocon, Tsunoda, Hayes and Pierce round out your top 10 from 6th to 10th. A brilliant race from George Russell and Oscar Piastri too, picking up some points in 5th. The first time the two APX GP cars have been together in the top 10 so far this season. Big day for Haas as well, with 6 points on the board. Looking at the driver's standings then, West on top, 325 points then. Hamilton and Verstappen joint on 312 in second. Oscar Piastri close, but not quite close enough to the top 3 on 291. Norris, Russell, Tsunoda, Albon, Antonelli and Ocon still round out the top 10, but it could all change when we next go to Brazil.